fellow collectors. Frank here, back with another TTM Success video. TTM standing for Through the Mail Success Autographs. I have 3 in the box and 1 piece of mail from Baseball Fan 75. This is going to be my last video of 2020. Ready to close the door on this year and get on to 2021. Recording this a day before New Year's Eve. I hope you all have a good New Year's. Stay safe out there. Anyways, I'm going to get right out of here. I'm going to start with Baseball Fan 75. Sent me a card in the mail. We all know Baseball Fan 75. Isaac over there, he has a terrific channel. Lots of great TTM pack rips. He goes out and goes for hunts for cards, so on and so forth. So here we go. Took a little while to get here, Isaac, but here it is. Baseball Fan 75. Let's see what we got here. Thank you for sending this my way. I do really appreciate it. All right, we got Merry Christmas. All right, let's see what you have. Oh, you got a card for me, buddy. Awesome. To Frank, what's up, bro? Just wanted to wish you and your family a Merry Christmas and take care, buddy. Baseball Fan 75 in the box. Lots of laughed. In the box. I got 3 in the box, and we got Mr. Wade Boggs here. Nice. On the top Stadium Club Chrome. Awesome, Isaac. I appreciate that much. I don't have this. I have not even picked up any Stadium Club this year. Or the Chrome. That is a sweet looking card. That is very sweet looking card. Thank you, Isaac. Merry Christmas to you. Happy New Year to you and your family and everybody else out there. So, first in the box here, we have a 1-for-1 in 16 days with a $5 donation out of Miami, Florida. We have Johnny Growth. Johnny Growth looking quite nice with blue ink on this 1952 Topps reprint. So we have John Thomas Growth. Johnny, born July 23rd, 1926 in Chicago, Illinois. He is 94 years young. Mr. Growth was a right-handed batting, throwing, slick field, and center field that played parts of 15 seasons in the majors with the Detroit Tigers, St. Louis Browns, Chicago White Sox, Washington Senators, and Kansas City Athletics. Growth signed with the Tigers in 1946 after graduating from the Latin School of Chicago and World War II service in the United States Navy, like many of your generation who served. Thank you very much for your service, Mr. Growth. He was lauded by the Tigers as the next DiMaggio when he arrived on the major league scene in the late 40s. From 46 to 48, most of his time in the minors with late seasons appearances. He hit .319 for Class A Williamsport Grays in the Eastern League in 47. He was called up in late September in 47. He had his first major league hit came on Monday, September 15th, 1947, versus the Washington Senators at Griffith Stadium, our nation's capital. Started in left field for the 2 p.m. game, Growth hit cleanup ahead of future Hall of Famer third baseman George Kell. With the Tigers ahead 3-2 going into the top of the 7th, right-handed batting Growth led off the inning with a single to right off of Senators left-handed starting pitcher Mickey Hefner. After moving to second, a single by George Kell, right-handed center fielder Hoot Evers drove Growth in for an RBI single to left. The Tigers won the contest 7-2. In 48, Growth proceeded to tear up the International League with the AAA Buffalo Bisons. He led the league in hits, runs, doubles, triples, and total bases while hitting for a lead second .340 batting average with 40 home runs. It was deemed the International League Rookie of the Year. With Detroit in September, he collected 8 hits and 17 at-bats, including his first home run, a 2-run shot off of right-handed starting pitcher Fred Sanford of the St. Louis Browns on September 28th. Plans call for Growth to start the season at center field for Detroit in 1949. expectations were high, and Groth was routinely compared to the greats of the games without even having 50 plate appearances under his belt in the majors. Groth started the 1949 season with the Detroit Tigers starting center fielder. He started off hot. On open day, he hit 2 home runs against the White Sox. The next day, he added another. By the end of April, he was hitting .449. He was making the national media. Life magazine called him a potential Joe DiMaggio, and Tris Speaker rolled into one. The Sporting News contained an article on Groth titled, "Groth, Detroit's biggest rave since Cobb." However, I will spare you all the details here for the sake of time, but you may have guessed, Mr. Groth did not become the next Joe DiMaggio. He did have 2 fine first seasons in the majors, full seasons. In that first season, he hit .243 with 11 home runs and 73 RBIs. And in 1950, he hit .306 with 12 homers and 85 RBIs. But he was never able to regain those numbers. In 1951, he did hit .299, but his power tailed off considerably, hitting only 3 home runs and 465 plate appearances. Like his first Major League at-bat where he got a single to right, Groth became more of a single hitter than a power hitter. Years later, his former teammate George Cal speculated it was perhaps Groth's lack of desire to be in the limelight and a natural shyness to prevented him from not taking off into the limelight of an elite hitter. In my opinion, comparing any player to the greats like DiMaggio, Speaker, Cobb is entirely unfair and can shroud our ability to appreciate a player for what he has to offer. Subject to a massive publicity build-up, Groth would have had to perform at superhuman level to meet expectations. It's like trying to compare postseason standout Randy Arozarena to Mike Trout. It just does not compute at this point in his game. Take away the hype that was put on Groth, and what remains is a record of a solid Major League outfielder. Groth was an exceptional fielder. In 1,115 career games in the outfield, most to center field, he only committed 36 errors for a .987 fielding percentage, which at the time ranked him among the best in the game. And his hitting numbers were respectable as well. His career batting average was .279. He hit 60 career home runs, had 486 career RBIs, scored 480 runs, and 3,808 at-bats. So, I appreciate this, Mr. Groth, and appreciate you taking the time to sign this card for me. And like all you fellas who served back in the day, I thank you for your service. Next in the box here, we got a 3 for 3 in 29 days out of West Palm Beach, Florida. We have Mr. Brad Park. Some questions I will get to in a moment. The sweet hair on this 81-82 tops. Little smudge there, little light, but that's okay. And here on a record breaker card of 84-85 OPG. And that one really got smudged, but it's okay. This is an 84-85 tops, so. We got Douglas Bradford Park, Brad. Born July 6, 1948 in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. 72 years young. Mr. Park is an NHL Hall of Famer defenseman who played 17 seasons in the NHL from 1968 to 1985 with the New York Rangers, Boston Bruins, and Detroit Red Wings. He was drafted by the New York Rangers in the first round, second overall in the 1966 NHL amateur draft, and after a brief stint with the minor league Buffalo Bisons at AHL, began playing for the Rangers in '68. Mr. Park was considered one of the best defensemen of a generation, along with NHL Hall of Famer Boston Bruins great Bobby Orr. Both are credited with revolutionizing the offensive defenseman. Park's offensive skill, stick handling, and pugnacity attracted much attention from fans. Although the best years of his career was overshadowed by superstar Bobby Orr. Early in his career, while Park was with the New York Rangers, Bobby Orr was his biggest rival, and they occasionally fought each other on the ice. Fans and sports writers fueled the rivalry by making frequent comparisons, not least as the Rangers and Bruins were bitter opponents. The rivalry was stoked as the Rangers and Bruins faced off with each other in the 1972 Stanley Cup Finals, in which the Bruins won 4-2. While with the Rangers, he made his first 3 of 7 first-team All-Star appearances and finished runner-up for the Norris Trophy for Best Defenseman to Bobby Orr 3 times. Years afterwards, Park remarked, "I saw no reason to be upset because I was rated second to Bobby Orr. After all, Orr not only was the best defenseman in the game, but he was considered the best player ever to put on a pair of skates. There was nothing insulting about being rated number 2 to such a superstar." Park was traded to the rival Boston Bruins on November 7th, 1975, taking over the mantle of leadership from Orr, whose career was threatened by injury and who would soon leave the team. Park continues his great success with the Bruins. Getting over his unpopularity in Boston when he was a member of the arch-rival Rangers, Park settled in quite well with the Bruins. There's even a story of him hitchhiking a ride from 2 teenagers at 1 a.m. after his car ran out of gas, and Park later rewarded them with free tickets to the next Boston home game. In 77 and 78, Park was a key contributor to the Boston's back-to-back appearance in the Stanley Cup Finals, where they lost to the Montreal Canadiens both times. His last highlight with the Boston Bruins came in Game 7 of the Adams Division Finals against the Buffalo Sabres in the 1983 playoffs. With 1:52 left in the first overtime, assisted by Bruins center Barry Peterson, he scored, propelling Bruins to the conference finals versus the New York Islanders.
And during regulation, Boston had 4 power play opportunities, scored on one of them, which was the tying goal by Brad Park at 9:21 of the second period. Buffalo has 3 power play opportunities.
Here's Park, the draw, the shot. It trickles in. It's knocked away. Park with it. Scores! Brad Park wins the game! Brad Park, a rebound! And the Bruins win 3-2! The face-off won by Peterson, back for Park. The first one blocked. And Park drove it home, and the Bruins beat the Islanders on Tuesday night with...
There you go, folks. That was quite a moment there. Quite a way to go out in Boston. However, he left the Bruins via free agents after the 82-83 season, plays his last 2 seasons with the Detroit Red Wings, and won the Bill Masterton Trophy, an award for perseverance, sportsmanship, and dedicated to ice hockey that same year, having set a record for assists by a Red Wings defenseman. On March 3rd, 1984, he eclipsed Bobby Orr's record for most career assists by a defenseman, 645, versus the Winnipeg Jets at Joe Louis Arena in Detroit. He tied Orr at 11:42 left in the second period. Exactly 1 minute later, he assisted fellow defenseman Reed Larson's goal to break the mark. Currently, Park is now 12th in the career record for defensemen in assists, and Orr is 13th. Who holds the record? Another Bruins great Hall of Famer, Ray Bourque. For his career, Park scored 213 goals, 683 assists, in 1,113 career games. He was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame in 1988, which is located in his hometown of Toronto. And he did answer a few questions here, and that is the record-breaking assist card in 83-84. So, what do you answer here for? So, this is the questions he answered. Who was your favorite teammate? Walter Trzak. I'm probably butchering your name. He was a center that played 14 years at NHL with the New York Rangers. He was a teammate with them, the Rangers. Who was the toughest player you defended successfully against? Good puck handlers. And like many retired sports guys, do you have any hobbies? Golf. Nice. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Park. I do appreciate it. Next to the box here, we have a 1-for-1 in 22 days out of Providence and Rhode Island. We have Mr. Bob Montgomery. So, if you watch one of my previous episodes, I had initially accidentally sent this card out to another Red Sox player, Bill Campbell. Bill Campbell sent it back to me with a note saying, "Hey, you sent this to Bill Campbell. Send this off to Bob." So I did send it to Bob, and he returned it pretty quickly in 22 days. Looking nice here, blue ink on a 1978 Topps. Got Robert Edward Montgomery, Bob, or otherwise known as Mountie. Born April 16, 1944 in Nashville, Tennessee. He's 76 years young. He spent 10 seasons in the majors with the Boston Red Sox from 1970 to 1979. He initially signed as an amateur free agent with the Red Sox on June 9, 1962 out of Central High School in Nashville. Growing up in Nashville, baseball ran in his family. His father played sandlot ball and was apparently a pretty good player, and Bob's younger brother Gerald was also the Red Sox farm system for a while as a pitcher. Bob was an all-state in 3 sports during high school, and for his high school baseball team he pitched, played first base and outfield. It was only later that he made the move to behind the plate. Playing third base and outfield initially in the minor leagues, he was encouraged by his manager, Len Orkey, to catch while playing for Class A Waterloo Hawks in 1963, in order to improve his chances to be promoted to the majors. The following year, he served as the primary catcher for Waterloo and even made the All-Star team. He was first called out to the majors for a September call-up in 1970. Though it took him a while to make it through the minors to the majors, Mountie stated he never got discouraged. Montgomery made his major league debut during an afternoon game on Sunday, September 6, 1970 versus the Baltimore Orioles at Fenway Park. Pinch hitting for catcher Tom Saturino in the bottom of the 4th with the bases empty and the Red Sox trailing 6-1. He was called out on strikes on his first at-bat by left-handed starting pitcher Dave McNally. After being subbed as a catcher, he came up again in the 6th. The Red Sox trailing 6-2. Facing Nick Neely with runners on first and second and a run during the inning. Mountie singled to right, moving up both Rico Petrocelli and Billy Caligliero and loaded the bases. 2 runs scored on a hit-by-pitch and a sacrifice fly. The score was 6-4. The Red Sox went on to win the game in the bottom 11th. Mountie took over as a regular catcher for the rest of the season. He got his first of his 23 home runs a few days later. On September 11, hit a solo run of the 5th off of future Hall of Famer Jim Palmer. Mountie was a good defensive catcher. He threw out 40% of his base runners in that September and 33% in his career. He spent most of his career as a backup for future Hall of Famer Carlton Fisk. In 387 career games, he compiled a .258 batting average with 23 home runs and 156 runs batted in. After his playing career, Montgomery spent 14 seasons, 1982 through 1995, as a color commentator for the Red Sox telecast on WSBK TV 38. Broadcasting first with Ned Martin, then Sean McDonough. A lot of my fondest memories are accompanied by Montie's voice, growing up listening to his color commentator. Herb Crehan ends his Red Sox Heroes Yesterday documentary profile of Bob Montgomery, quoting Mountie as saying of himself, "As what you'd call a 50-50 player. I didn't help you awful lot, but I didn't hurt you either." Crehan protests modestly, terming Montgomery as probably the premier backup catcher in the major leagues throughout the 70s. Quite nice, and he answered a few questions, which I always appreciate here. And I asked Mr. Montgomery, who was your favorite Red Sox team? My Hall of Famer Jim Rice. There we go. Here's Jimmy there. Who was the toughest pitcher you had success against? Jim Palmer. Of course, he hit his first major league career home run off Jim Palmer, and he did quite good versus Jim. He hit .308 with 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, 1 double, 1 triple, 8 hits, and 26 at-bats. What was the most memorable Red Sox game he broadcasted? Clemens K out game versus Seattle. So the Clemens 20 strikeout game versus Seattle.
Well, one thing, he's won every time he's had a chance to be a winner here in 1986. 3-0 in the year, 1.85 earned run average. 24 in the third innings of work for Roger. He's given up 19 hits. That's impressive. Thank goodness we got a little longer to watch it, though, those hitters, too. That's right.
Strike three. Number 6.
Struck him out. Went right to the inside corner. Clothesline move that Roger's using. Struck him out. So the payoff once again to Gorman Thomas. Struck him out. Called on a running inside corner fastball. Rice, maybe a little over anxious, helped him out a little bit with second and third. Strike 3, number 15 for Clemens. He's tied his career high. It's 2-2, not 3-2. Struck him out. On the foul tip, that's number 16 for Roger. I thought the count was 2-2, but I wasn't going to argue, and I was correct. At any rate, it winds up 2-3.
Major League record tied. He has 2 batters to go to try to set a new one.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to stand up.
A new record. Clemens has set a Major League record for strikeouts in a game. 20.
There you have it, folks. The voice of Bob Montgomery. And that iconic Boston moment when Roger Clemens struck out 20 batters and announced it with his partner, Ned Martin. Well, thank you for joining me all here. I appreciate it, Mr. Montgomery. Appreciate it, Mr. Park. Appreciate it, Mr. Growth. Excellent returns today. Well, this is my last of the year, like I said. Which one I wish you all a happy new year. Thanks for joining me today. Take care. God bless. Peace.